All right, greetings. So happy that you are here joining me today in this video. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be taking a look at a basic kayaking list. If you don't know, I recently had the opportunity to get involved in kayaking. I've got this inflatable one. It is, end of story, long story short, badass. And I also did a little ocean kayaking on a more professional type fiberglass kayak. So this video is all about what to bring, what I wish I had but I didn't have, and what I did have with me that I highly recommend that you bring with you if you are a novice kayaker looking to take an expedition on a kayak, either recreationally or maybe like an overnight, like, you know, a camping trip via kayak. I did all of the above, and hopefully we've got some good ideas here for you. These are some orcas that we recently saw passing by out on the kayaks, but that came with a cost. Got plenty of blisters, and so that'll take us into our first suggestion. Get yourself a pair of bike gloves, or they make these cool like neoprene little gloves that actually attach to your oar, so you just slide your hands in. They provide some nice comfort and also keep your hands nice and warm and pretty much waterproof. Now, obviously, you need a couple of nice oars. I prefer the ones that are lightweight, adjustable like this, and have that little rubber ring on the end to prevent dripping. If you don't have that, recommend it. Otherwise, you're going to take aboard a lot of water, so that'll help push some of that water from your oar when you move back and forth, not onto your hands and into your lap. Now, as far as rudimentary packing list, I'll just go over some basics that really helped me. First of all, I chose to kayak in some of this water repellent shorts, a pair of these water repellent shorts. Alternatively, you could wear something like this. You basically don't want to stay away from cotton, but this allows you to, you know, convert your shorts into pants and vice versa, depending on temperature. I also brought with me a pair of rain pants, lightweight, and a long sleeve shirt dressed in layers, kind of going to some for the ocean trip anyway, about mid 65 degrees, ocean chilly, shall we say. So you want to dress in layers if you're going out into temperatures that might be cool. Also a nice windbreaker with some water repellent fabric that is kind of lightweight that can go over it. Now, you'll also have your life jacket, don't forget, for extra warmth, and possibly your skirt for extra warmth as well. If you're going to a campsite, you need some dry boots, some warm socks. Also a swimsuit if you're planning on taking a dip from the kayak or wherever you may beach if you're going to some warmer water. Stocking hat, gloves for warmth, and a compressible puffy coat is what you're looking at there. So that folds up, compresses really nicely. It's a huge space saver. It's going to fit nicely in the dry bags, and I'll have some dry bag comments coming up here pretty soon. Also a compressible rain jacket. Now you can bring a water bottle or like a camel pack here that kind of fits over your life jacket, or you could put it underneath your life jacket. Some sunscreen, small, it's not the lotion, it's kind of the stick. And then some metal rings here for like a camera. You could attach it to your life jacket strap, and that's going to be huge, I think, in case you get some good opportunities to take pictures. So definitely carry a couple of those. Those were pretty handy, I think. Selfie stick with a Bluetooth button that syncs up to your phone, so you can take some pictures of yourself on the kayak in case no one's with you or whatnot. I've got a GoPro, or one of those cheap knockoffs. Definitely recommend that because you can get some really awesome 4K video shots. You could use your phone too, but you won't have the option to dunk it or get it wet if it falls in, right? And have a strap on that because it likely will sink instead of float. Although I didn't test that technically. And make sure image stabilization is on. I goofed and didn't. You can see here it's a little choppy, the video, but image stabilization, turning that feature on will help. And I've got some mounting options too, an extra battery for that and whatnot, because we were gone for a couple of days on that ocean expedition, and made sure I had all my gear. Headlamp, batteries, binoculars, that's an overlooked item to have around your neck. Now, I found it really helpful to have shoes like these little glove water shoes. You don't have to. You could use Tevas or something for sure. But I really like them. They dried well, protected my feet, and didn't give any blisters or anything. You could also opt to buy some of these neoprene little booties that kind of go over whatever shoes or sandals you might want to wear. A plastic bag to keep wet clothes in. Just if you're packing them close to other dry clothes. Trail mix and granola bars for snacks are a great way to keep your energy up as you are going. And some power packs to recharge your phone and whatever other device you have in a nice padded little container there. And some polarized sunglasses. It does get bright out there, even in cloudy conditions. Lots of reflection coming off the water. And that's kind of the basic packing list that I found really effective. Now, as far as an inflatable kayak goes, most people watching this video probably have an actual hard kayak as opposed to an inflatable. But if you do have an inflatable, you might want to think about getting yourself one of these. It's like a compressible luggage container or carrier, and kind of like for luggage at the airport, right? You can compress it. It folds up, folds down, and it's got built-in bungee cords. Really nice to basically haul your inflatable kayak in the bag, because it could weigh like 50 pounds, right? Mine weighs about 55 pounds to get from your car to the dock. And it also folds nicely, and you can actually bring it with you if you need to lug this thing around. And in a similar vein, if you have a hard kayak, you might want to think about getting a kayak transporter. You know, they come with wheels, and I'll pop links down below for all this stuff. I know I'm going kind of fast, so I'll put it all in the description below with some notes and whatnot, so if you want to check that out. But that was I think that's a huge tip that I would recommend, because hauling this bag or hauling your kayak by hand, you know, picking it up, be pretty arduous, I think. So definitely recommend that. And like I said, to fold it, you know, it kind of looks like this, and to fold it back up, it kind of looks like this. And it's super lightweight, at least this one that I bought. I think I paid like $25 for it. So anyway, that is one suggestion. Now, continuing the conversation of inflatable, I did a separate video reviewing the actual inflatable kayak that I bought. Highly recommended. It is high quality and it won't break the bank. But an electric pump will inflate this thing most of the way, and then a manual pump will kind of top everything off, all the different chambers off. The electric doesn't have enough kind of push, so that manual one is needed. Now, these are some dry bags, one for your phone. Notice the straps on both, so you can have your phone kind of slung over if you need to access that, take pictures, video, whatever, and then a dry sack. Now, this particular dry sack you could also fill with a couple pounds of sand, 2 or 3 pounds of sand, and then take a dog leash, a retractable dog leash, and you can kind of make yourself a do-it-yourself an anchor. So when you're out here, you can kind of throw it over so you don't drift as much. So that would be an idea to save you some money if you didn't want to buy, you know, an actual anchor. Now, this is a look at one of the dry bags. We'll be going over some other dry bags. They come in different sizes, some 10, 15, 5, 20, usually multiples of 5, I think. So we have a couple of 10s here, and 2 10-liter dry bags will basically fit all those clothes that you saw before, and keep everything nice and dry, because if your kayak goes over, or I think more likely just having splash, right, you want to keep that nice and protected. There's nothing worse than getting to your location or your campsite and having your stuff wet. So highly recommend that. A little trick: put your knee on it as you compress it, get all that air to release, and then fold it over. You want those black straps to disappear completely. If you can still see those black straps, that means it's not folded enough and water entry could happen. Here's a little bigger bag. This is the 20-liter bag, and this actually happens to fit sleeping bag, compressible sleeping bag, tent, and whatnot. So you'll have to kind of play around with that. Now, I have a compressible 2-person tent that's awesome. This one also is a 2-person, but it has a little bit more room, and it comes up really easy, good quality. And it comes with this little floor liner too that all compresses into one of those dry bags. So definitely recommend that. You can see MSR is the brand there, and they come with rain flies and all that good stuff. Now we've got compressible pillows, and there's another one. They've kind of got these cool bubbly type textures. In other words, padding, right? All about the padding. And the sleeping bag here, you can kind of see that material. It's like super lightweight, super compressible. As for water, we've got a 10-liter water bag that you kind of hang from the tree. You can fill up your water bottle or your camel pack like that. In other words, you can transport quite a bit of water in these durable dry bags as well. So recommend that. You can see my water bottle is strapped to the bungee cord there, as is my dry bag. Now this is the skirt. Depending on your kayak, you might have a skirt that kind of goes in, kind of folds over, or zips up. Now recreationally, you generally don't need a skirt, depending on your, if you're doing whitewater or just kind of an open. Now if you're in open ocean, right, like this one, you'll definitely need a skirt. You will get wet, at least I did. And just kind of folds up and around like that. You can see the yellow handle there. So if you go over, you can pull that yellow handle, and it will pop off and you can slide right out. There's another view. You usually do the back first and then go to the front, or vice versa. I recommend the back first and then going to the front. And that is it, my recommended packing list and a few extra tips. So good luck to you. Hopefully you have a great trip. Be safe, and thanks for joining me.